Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Joey143. Jenny, I hope you'll subscribe to us. There will be a button in the lower right corner towards the end of this video. Okay, so I'm back with the little envelope journal that we've been working on, and I'm back with Cathe's stickers. I wanted to go through some of those. I was inspired by putting my Valentines out today to do my nails. So, yeah, they're bright red. I don't often do that, but I thought, oh, that's going to be fun. All right. So anyways, that's the shimmer, the shine today. There's a couple of things I want to also show you and hope to get into. You'll see my rug here, and then I have some snippets here that I work on. So hopefully we'll get to all that, but let's get started. So what I did from yesterday, or the last video, I have to remember when that posted, I think it was yesterday, I did some gold splattering on this page, and I kind of decorated it a little bit more with just some scrap paper that I had and old book page. And what I used was my splatter brush. It's Tim Holtz Distress splatter brush, and I just put a little teeny bit of gold paint down, and then I dabbed it. I splatter like this, you know, and I covered this page and did this, but then I actually dipped it and then just, you know, went about a little bit to just give it a little bit more gold. But it's a lot of fun, so I'm gonna put that away. It's nice and clean and dry. You know, I keep that back here in my Hershey's can. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to put something in here, and I went through some of the ephemera that I had made at another time, and let's see if we can get a little bit closer here. I had made it another time, so I thought we'd kind of doctor these up. This is a little collage that I made with what's called a master board. If you're not familiar with that, it's where you collage a big piece and then break it down into smaller pieces. So that's all this is. And then what I thought I would do is I had some scraps in my pickle jar that I keep scraps in that I thought might go with it. And then, of course, one of Cathe's cuteness, her little ephemera here, and so I thought I would just put that on there. Let's do that real fast. Let's do it real fast so that we can get started on something else here. Put a little teeny bit of glue, and really I would probably use maybe a cloth glue for this, just because that silicone glue is that like Fabri-Tac is it does dry just a little bit nicer underneath of fabric, but since this is going to be covered up with that medallion, I feel good about it. Okay, and then I'm just going to use this art glitter glue again. Anyways, what a beautiful day it is here. It's very crisp. I took a walk this morning. It was brisk, and that's the way I like it. I do not like to get overheated. I'm not a fan of any type of extreme. So I tend to be better off if it's a little cooler than if it's a little warmer. So I did take a little walk today. When I say little, I mean little, like quarter mile, but still I got some energy up, and then after that, man, I was going to town. I started cleaning and doing and unpacking, and we store things. I think I mentioned for Christmas that we store things upstairs in our attic. It's a walk-in attic, but it's an outside entrance, and so I store stuff up there, or we do, and so I hauled a bunch of stuff up there. So I got a little exercise there too. All right, I think that's looking nice. Let's see if I can go back out a little bit more. There we go. So that's going to kind of help blend a little bit too. And then remember, we have this beautiful piece of ephemera from Cathe's collection. Put that in there. Okay. And then these are some other things that I have made in the past, and I just wanted to check and see if maybe we could use them. And I might even be able to use this here. This is another masterboard, you know, where you just collage and then cut it up into shapes. And then on the front is a napkin that I had glued down. I thought that might look nice in here. It fits nicely right there, so let's give that a try. And then some others. Now, I'm looking primarily for something to go right here, and I think I found one. What I've done here, you can see I've got several I pulled out, is I love to go through magazines and pull out pictures that are sweet or that I just, you know, that I really like, or books. And then what I do is I'll sew paper on the back so that you can write on it. Or in this case, I've sewn paper on the back and a deli sheet, you know, kind of like what they would wrap your sandwich in maybe at a deli, on the front, so you could write on the front or the back. And I think these are so sweet. These are ruffles. I don't know if you can see through that well enough. This is an old quilt. And then it just has coffee dyed paper. So I thought this one might fit nicely in here, and it does. That's good. And we may find something else to put in there, but let's look and see if maybe there is something in Cathe's stickers. Now, if you have watched, and I hope you have, if not, go on to Cathe's Instagram or her YouTube, Spellbinders Cathe Holden, and look at her demonstrating all her wonderful things with her items. What Cathe likes to do, and I've done this myself, especially like if I get stamps or something that is like this, is you peel back, and maybe I've done it to a page, let's see. You peel back the entire page. Let's do it on this one back here. Okay, let's do it on this. So what you would do is, pardon me, still have a little allergy or whatever lingering. You would peel this back, completely take this off. This is a best practice from Cathe. I don't do it as often. I'm not as faithful about it. I do like to do it almost always, with the exception of all things Cathe's. But I'm going to tell you why Cathe recommends it. One, it's so much easier. Two, you have a true idea on the size and shape of your sticker, versus when you have it on this, you don't. Okay, so why don't I do it with Cathe's? It's just so beautiful. I just love it. And call me crazy, but I think I could stamp a word here, and then use that background as well. But it is a nice practice. If you use a lot of stickers, it's a really great way. Now, I still write letters and so forth, so I'll go to the post office and get a sheet of stamps, and I like to do that with my stamps. It makes it so much easier to peel the stamp off. Okay, well, let's look. Let's see. I want something in here, and what I've done is, you can see I still have a little bit of blue-green, and I have kind of a rose red orangey color here. So if we could find something that might go in between, maybe a butterfly or something, we'll just go through and see what we can find. That's pretty. So that's a possibility. These are all so fun. Oh, I think that is sweet. Let's use that. I don't even need to go any further. Let's use it. Oh, and another thing that's so great about Cathe's stickers is, remember how I was telling you that I use my ink pad to go around the edges to kind of knock off the white a little bit? Well, with Cathe's, you don't have to do that because look at it already has that wonderful edge on it. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't knock his beak off. Might have to pivot just a smidgy here. Yeah. Come on, let's get him down so he still can have a beak. All right, I think we did it. Okay, and because I have so many layers, I'm gonna use my little dollar store thingy-majiggy and kind of press. I think it looks very, very sweet there. Yeah, very sweet. Okay, I think that page may be done. The only thing that might be lacking is maybe another little card in there. We put a card in here. We could put something else in there. Maybe put a little pretty little sticker of Cathe's there. I like how she gives you a catalog here to look at. And I'm kind of thinking about one of these stamps here. Let's look for it. Oh, so pretty. That's very pretty too. Okay. Yeah, those are neat. They're merchandise stamps. So let's see. Let's go small. These are also very pretty. Very, very cute. They're like little postage marks, cancellation marks. I'm going to go ahead, even though the envelope is running this way, I'm going to go ahead and put it on that way because I like it. And that's the great thing about making journals, is that there's no rules. You know, I mean, there's probably better ways to do certain things, but in general, there's no rules. So, okay, and then I put a page I cut out of a dollar store book. I had found this dollar store book, and the story was a little weird, but it had some really pretty pictures, so I cut them out. This one I kind of fussy tore out. I think I added this since we were last on the video together. This is a little stamp of Cathe's. I stamped a little piece of fabric, and then just this is just some old paper, a little washi, kind of a washi sticker there, a little floral sticker, and then a butterfly over some linen type. I haven't done anything with the pages. I'm going to just leave those. We did this together for the most part. We selected that, and then I added a little washi tape. We selected this, and then I added some ribbon to it. There's the page that we mended on there. We did this together. The little fish in there to hold that. I added a few things under that belly band that we made. And then I thought what I would do is add an extra piece, if that'll fit, barely. An extra piece to write on in there. Okay. And I feel like there is oh, let's flip it over. I feel like there's something else that we can add to. Oh, and that's another thing I did. What's going on here? Okay. I added some old vintage tattered lace, and it has a little bit of lace on the inside too. I know that's just a really goofy little piece, It's so old. It feels like velvet almost. It's so soft, and I loved it. Another thing is I added this little piece here. And also, you know what I did yesterday is I looked this person up. And if it's the same one, which I think it is because it had, you know, the Springfield address, she was quite famous in her own right in the 40s and 50s and 60s, I want to say. She was a singer. She did backup for some really, you know, people you might know, like Bob Hope and different people. And so very fascinating woman. And so I read about her, and I'm just tickled to be able to use some of the things that, you know, crossed her desk as well. This is also a picture that I cut out of that dollar store book, Two Doves. In here, I've just put some things. This is an Frisco paper. It's I'm not really sure what it's for, and it's extremely fragile. You can see through it even. It's pretty fun. Train order number. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty. Then I put a guest check in here. You write on maybe a restaurant or something, and then an old invoice. So I think those will be kind of fun to look at. Get this in here. Kind of spruce this up a little bit and put a beautiful bird on here from Cathe's collection. And then these really cute dairy coupons. I need to put something in here. Over here, remember we put this fabric. I just used that last scrap I had left of Cathe's paper, and Fussy tore it out and just put it on a coffee dyed index card. And also put one of her stickers here with just a little bit of old book page or something. And there's that one in the back that I still, oh yeah, I also, excuse me, I added this, also cut that out of that same dollar store book. I thought it was pretty cute. And then I think we did that on the last video. And so I think this kind of, remember this was an old, not an old, it was a State Farm what do they call that? You know, where they send you your little cards and stuff and tell you what your insurance is, your car insurance. So it was in that envelope, so we covered up the State Farm, but it has such a fun window, and so I think that looks good peeking out of there. Okay. Okay, so we need something in there, and I don't know if any of these are going to be, this one might fit. I was going to say, I don't know if any of them are going to be tall enough. That one might be tall enough. Yeah, let's see, is there anything else? Nothing in there. Nope. I don't know if I like that. I just keep playing around. Maybe. Oh, I hear Joey's home. I hear the lunchbox hit the cabinet. Okay, I don't think there's any of those that I'm going to like in there, but let's leave that there. I think that's okay. We might put another one in there. And I do want to put maybe a ribbon on one of the ones in the front. Something seems to be blocking here. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, over here. I think on this one I do want to put a ribbon, and what I wanted to show you is this rug, a piece of something there. You can buy these at all kinds of different stores. These are those rag rugs. I bought this one for $6.99 at one of our farm and home supply stores. And what I do is I take, you can see where I've done it, I'll take my seam ripper and I'll rip through, and I'll just find whichever silk that I like. So for $6.99, I mean, you just can't beat it. You get all these beautiful silks. And yeah, and even pieces like this will be pretty on a card. Maybe we'll put that on a card. So let's see, I want to put one on this card. That we just did that. I like this blue. Excuse me. So what I do is, you can pull it out, but sometimes it goes like this one. It's going to go around to this next one. So I just cut it. But I don't cut straight through because I like that raggedy edge. So what I do is I kind of saw it through like that. And then I get that raggedy edge. So this needs to be, we're going to go to about right here. Okay. And now let me get this rug out of the way. And I just store it rolled up and grab it just whenever I need to. And then here's a tiny little, really narrow piece. And I thought that might look cute too, so I'm going to take a snip of that. And then this is way too wide. And again, I like the torn look, so I'm just going to give it a little snip and then rip it. It's not on grain, so I might have to do it a couple of times to get it as long as I want. You know, it hasn't been torn on grain. That's what I'm trying to say the first time. There we go. So that is going to go back into my pickle jar. That's my pickle jar. And I pull little scraps out of there for everything. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my hole punches. I'm going to use this one. You could just use like your school hole punch, the round, and I do that too. But sometimes I like to use this one. I thought this might be a fun time. So I'm just going to do this, thread it through. And then just give it a quick little tie. If you haven't sewn, well, either way, I've sewn around this, but if you haven't sewn, be really careful when you do that tie, because I've pulled straight through before, you know, and then you're like, oh man. So sorry about the jiggle as I rip that. Okay, so let's just see how that looks. So this has a lot of texture to it, you know, a lot of different things to it. It's got the ribbon, and I'm going to flatten that a little bit. It's got the ribbon, it's got the sewing, it's got the little medallion with the ribbons underneath it. All right, so maybe you could use this page for a trip or something. So you could label it, I don't know, wherever you go to visit, sister trip, and then use these things for, you know, to jot down things that you and your sister did. That's always, I always think, what's the best trip I could take? And there's 3 different trips that I would love to take, and that is, of course, with my husband, Secondly, with my grandchildren. And nothing beats sister time. So I always think of that. Okay, let's find a pretty sticker out of Cathe's to put here. So I think we'll look at this one now. Okay. So I'd like to kind of blend these two together. I'm looking at her catalog. It's very hard to resist the birds. I want her to do a whole thing of just birds. I love them so much. That's really pretty. So yellow and red. But let's go through it. Okay, here's one that I've taken that page off. Well, a couple of them. I love these old hotel baggage claim stickers. They're super cool. I've used those on other things. I would use that. I think the colors are perfect, but it's too big. I think it would be just too matchy-match there, and I think I need something horizontal or round. So speaking of round, but I think I need something bigger, but that's a possibility. There's those cards I love. So this might work. You know, we were just talking about it. That might very well work. So beautiful. These are all long stickers. You know, you can run it down the side of a page. You could even use it on a spine or what have you. Like I told you, I hoard everything that she makes. And so look at what I've done. I've just taken literally like one little teeny tiny itsy bitsy out of it. I couldn't bear to use the whole thing on one page. That's just how it goes. Okay. Oh, isn't that beautiful? That's really pretty. You know, I've looked through these so many times, but when you're looking through it for something specific, you really begin to see things that you didn't see before. That. Okay, I think it's going to be one of these. I think it's going to be one of these. I think this one looks like about the right size. So before I grab that out, wondering if I have something just to put a little color behind it. I'm just tearing out a piece from from a digital kit that I have purchased, and I mentioned it in one of my first videos who that digital kit is from, but since then I have put that name away. I keep it in a file. And it's out of mind. So just buffing out a lot of that white on the end. I don't like that for this particular journal. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I can't remember who that is. Let me get my glue. My little glue page here. So I notice I have a shadow. Now that can be a little irritating. But we have a really bright overhead light in here because this is our studio. My husband does crafts over in the corner. And then like in a very small corner. And then I have the entire rest of the room. And so we have this very bright light above, overhead light, so that we can both, you know, be in here and work. And it works out great. But sometimes, like when you're filming, isn't that cute? how it did that. When you're filming, it can cause a shadow. Well, let me get that straight. Did I get that straight? I'm looking at it from a distance here. I think it's okay. I think that helps. That helped out a little bit. And do you remember this little one? It reminded me of my grandpa. I found that little spot in there. Oh, wouldn't it be fun to put a little something here? Now that's from Cathe's tablet, paper tablet. And we did have these cute little circles. I thought they were too small for that area, but they may just be perfect right for one right here. Can't resist a butterfly. Yeah, doesn't that look cute? How can you go wrong with her things? Alrighty, so we did that. We put some journal cards in. I'm going to file these back. I keep them in a file folder. I did want to figure out something. I thought this was neat because, you know, we talked about typing, and I have a typing page in here, and we have a shorthand page in here. So I wonder if there's a place that we could sneak that in. Might be on the other side. Maybe in here. Is that going to fit? No? In here? It'll fit in there. I guess it's okay. I'd like for more of that flower to show, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think I like it. I think I like this better. Just like that. Maybe we'll find something. And I just want to keep that paper like that. I think it's so pretty. I don't know if there's anything else I want to put in here or not. Remember, this is that envelope that we just left open for you to, whoever has this journal can write on. Okay. All right. So then the other thing is I wanted to add some more lace. I have a ton of lace, and I brought a little bit over from my that's what the problem was, from my stash over here. Is that card just too big to go in there? Yeah, it's just too big. Want to go in here? Let's put a sticker on it. I'm not extremely in love with that one. There's things about it. I love that. I love the butterfly. But there's things about it that I'm not crazy about. Like maybe the upside down home. I don't know. So pretty. I wonder if just adding a pretty little seal. Isn't that pretty? Friendships. In friendship's name. Maybe if we can get it over that. Yeah, that's cute. What about a stamp? What about one of this? So see, this is what I'm talking about. Is that got my little stamp scissors. I got those at a thrift store for 50 cents, and I was so happy. I'm just going to cut the other side just so it doesn't look a little too goofy with that one side cut. So yeah, you could definitely use that in a strip, and it would look beautiful anywhere you put it. But again, you know how I am with my Cathe Holden stuff. I piecemeal it. Piecemeal it out. Okay. I'm happier with that. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's look at some lace. Oh, and then I also brought over my snippets. Some of the snippets that I've made. And basically, if you don't know what a snippet is, it's just a, little fabric that you've sewn together or glued together. Some of these have been hand sewn, little embroidery. Some of them have just been machine sewn or glued. These are all come from using my pickle jar, going in and looking at what's in my pickle jar. But I need something that's going to match the colors. So this one, that's a Cathe Holden U from her camping fabric, and that's one of her stamps. So I'm going to set that out. Those colors would work. Snippets are a blast to make, I think. This is probably one of my favorites. It's a little flower one I made. It might go into my personal journal. We'll see. Now, if I was making a snippet specific for this particular journal, I might choose different, colors that would match. Now here's one that I did. There you can see that's Cathe Holden fabric from Moda. Put a little snippet there. I had a little piece left. Again here, a little piece. This has this amazing, I don't know if I even have any more of it. This ribbon, it's so old and silky. You touch it and you just feel, it feels like butter. So that's a pretty one. I don't think it'll go in this, it doesn't go well in this one. That's kind of a little Christmas tree. I forgot about making all these. And then there's hearts and butterflies and yo-yos, pinwheels. Okay, I think we'll use that one. Here's one I'm working on that was Cathe's little button fabric. Okay, that's fun. It's fun when you have a sister that's so creative, because then you can run out or get on Etsy and, shop for things that you love, because Cathe and I have a very close, very, very close, we just love the same things. We do different things with them, but we love the same things. And so when she comes out with something, I immediately go on Etsy, or like with Moda, I go to my fabric store and hope that they carry it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I kind of go in it with a little bit of a scolding attitude when I find out that they haven't ordered certain things. I'm like, I can't believe you didn't order that. Oh my gosh. You have to get with your Moda. You have to get with your Moda rep. So, but one of the places that I do go here in town carries some of her fabric, which is always fun, walking through and seeing that. All right, let's see, is that going to work there? Or is there a better place for it? Maybe just there. Maybe we'll just glue it there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue it right here. So if you did want to flip it up and maybe write a little something underneath there, you could. This is just that Fabri-Tac, that silicone type of glue. I don't know if this room is just too cold for it or what, but man, it has a hard time coming out of even that little soft Sugar Bell icing. Bottle. Drives me a little bit crazy sometimes. Not too crazy, just a little bit. Excuse me again. Okay, so we've got that down. And I would like to add some more lace. We can overlap a little bit here with something. I don't even know if this is going to be, you know, the lace that we end up using. That's kind of pretty. Wonder what it would be like. It's kind of long. Okay. And I'm going to leave it a little bit wrinkly like that just because oh, I guess I had it right the first time. Just because it is a very, very junk journal, and I think that it would look cute. I think that's going to be too long, but we might use it somewhere else. Let me reach again. I'm sorry about the reach, and get some more of this. That's very pretty. Isn't that beautiful? And again, this is so old. It is like butter. So I'm wondering, let's cut that down, and these are not obviously these are not fabric scissors, oh boy, but we'll get it started and see if I can give it a little rip. Nope. All right, let me get my fabric scissors. Cathe made me that. She gave me this beautiful pair of scissors. They're great. And yes, I only use them for fabric. I'm very faithful in the sense that I only use my fabric scissors on fabric. However, sometimes I use my paper scissors on fabric. Okay, let's just trim this across. That's going to make a nice little something to do something. I think that's going to look great. So I'm going to put it right there. Just put a thin bead. I'm going to just run my finger across it so it doesn't bleed through too badly. Okay. And it doesn't matter which side I put on because I want it to show on both. And then what I'm going to do here, let's see if I can reposition it just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do here is just going to put one extra little dot because I want to make sure that that doesn't come unraveled. So I'm going to just glue that little fray down like that. Sorry my voice is so low. I'm still battling with that allergy or I don't know what, but I keep kind of feeling constricted in my throat a little bit in the sense of, I don't know if it's my throat, more like down deep where you try to breathe, like maybe in my lungs a little bit. You know, that's where most people breathe, I guess. That's cute. Okay, maybe we put something here so it hangs down on the front.